And please welcome Dr. Karyn Gordon. We're talking personality. How's it going?
Oh, I'm excited for this segment.
Yes, so am I.
I am so excited.
Every time we discuss personality on the show, you know, our Twitter lights up. People are into it because there's nothing more interesting than figuring out what your personality is and how this might correspond with what you're doing with your life.
Definitely.
So I did the test.
You did the test, and I have the results for you. Okay. So just to kind of, you know, give the overarching overview on this topic, it's really interesting. So 80% of students are uncertain about their career. 80%. Yeah. 77% of Canadians are dissatisfied with their life and their choice of career. 77. So there's a lot of people who are a little bit grumpy that are coming home and they're not liking what they're doing, and then how that affects their, you know, the relationship, their kids, and all of that. So because of that, we wanted to create an awesome, very clear, easy to do, one day, all day course called Strategic Career. Okay. And we have it here in our Toronto office, but we actually do it also online as well. So we have our webinar students right across the country that actually participate. And it's actually interesting, when we launched it, it was originally for high school students, but then when we actually started getting registration, almost 50% of our students were people in their 20s, 30s, and 40s saying, I need a new job, I want to do something different, I want to get back into the workforce. So the first step is actually to do a personality assessment. So Tracy did it for me. Drum roll, please.
I'm scared.
Right. Okay, so what is Tracy's personality? You are an ESFJ. So
take that back.
I know. So there you go, my dear. So there is your 10-page customized report about you. So I'm going to walk you through it. Okay. So this is done. There's 3 different tools that we actually use to help really people understand themselves. But it's called, this particular one is called Myers-Briggs. It's one of the most well-known personality assessment tools in the world. It's, you know, given to Fortune 100, 500 companies and all of that. So very, very well respected. I really like it for understanding ourselves. The ones in terms of, like, when you go through the pages, you can actually find out what careers are actually a good fit. I find, to be quite honest, a little bit dated. So I use another tool to kind of help people actually identify more the careers and the industries. But for understanding yourself and people you work with, it's awesome. Okay, please say I shouldn't be operating heavy machinery instead of hosting the show. No, so you know what? I think you found the right job. You found the right job. Good. So I'm going to walk you through it. So the first thing is really understanding actually how we're wired. So what it does is it actually looks and measures 4 different categories. Okay. So the first category is actually where do you actually get your energy from? So the first category is either extrovert or introvert. I wonder what I am. Yeah, so you are an extrovert, but what's interesting, if you look at the measuring down here, you're only a slight extrovert. Okay. Okay, so you're not off the charts, which means that you're going to, and you know, before I actually got your assessment, I actually wrote down, okay, here's what I think. I think Tracy's an ESFJ, and I was right, but I also thought you might be actually an N as well, but I didn't realize of how slight you would be actually on that introvert-extrovert. So extroverts, they get their energy from other people. They love to be, you know, they love to talk, they love to get, you know, it's all about people. Introverts prefer fewer friends but deeper friends. They don't want 50 friends. They want 3 friends, and they are going to be fiercely loyal towards those friends. Yeah. And introverts are highly misunderstood in our Western culture. Absolutely. There seems to be this idea that if you're an introvert, you can't be successful or get ahead. Absolutely. And a lot of presidents of companies are actually introverts. Yeah. So that's the first category. So you are an extrovert. So you're going to get your energy from here, but when you go home, you probably need to recharge. It's a very private thing. Right. And I think people will say a lot of people feel that they know me, but there's probably only a really tiny circle of people who know me. So you've got a strong introverted side. So that's the first category. Second category is S or N, and that actually looks at how you actually get information. Okay. So you are actually very strong as an S. S is sensing, N is intuitive. So somebody who is sensing, they love the details. They love to read. They love details. They love facts. Someone who is N on the intuitive side, they love the big pictures. They love to dream. You know, everybody who takes my Dare to Dream class, it's a very interesting. They, you know, for someone who's sensing, they may not really kind of get it. Somebody who's intuitive, like they totally get that. That's kind of like their language. Got it. So somebody who, so you are very strong as an S, which kind of explains your love for reading, your writing, journalism. This next category is T or F, and that's the thinking or feeling, and that looks at how you make decisions. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, so you're an F, but you're slight. I'm a feeler? You're a feeler, but you're slight. That's shocking to me. Yeah, you're I know I'm
a feeler, but I'm very much about, you know, like you said, gathering the concrete information.
Right. And so that's why you're slight.
Okay.
You're slight. You're slight.
Yeah.
So someone who is, and that's actually how you make decisions. So people who are an F, they are all about the people. They're all about the feeling, how people feel. People who are a T, it's all about the facts. Give me the facts.
Okay. I can see that.
So I think when you take it, so I mean, we're all a combination of both.
Yeah.
The question is, which one is your preference?
Okay. So I'm a feeler.
You're a feeler.
Like that.
And the last one, which is really interesting. Oh, and by the way,
I'm embarrassed about the last one.
Oh no! You know what? You and I actually have the same score for the last one. This is so funny. I actually laughed out loud in my office when I got the results. Yes. Okay. So the last category actually looks at how do you actually manage your time. This category actually caused the most conflict in husbands and wives, parents and kids. This is a huge source of conflict. So in Myers-Briggs, the language is judging or perceiving. I don't actually like that language. I call it kings or knights.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, okay.
I like that.
Yeah, I know. Okay. Okay, so kings, which is you are 30 out of 30. Yippers. Okay, so kings they love structure, they love routine, they love things to get things organized, they love kitchen counters that are all wiped down.
Yes.
They love to be early. Something's due on Friday, they want to be there on a Wednesday. A knight is flexible. They're in the moment. They do their best work under pressure. A lot of people in media are actually knights, not kings.
I can see
I'm
that.
looking at the crew and everyone's like,
I can see that.
Because people are pointing fingers. It's like, am I a knight or am I a king? Yeah, so a lot, because in media, you have to be able to think really well under pressure.
The deadlines are quick and they're frequent and they're happening all the time. So in order to stay on top of things, you almost always are just working to deadline, which totally makes sense.
Which is interesting. I would be curious about how you have managed, because you're a very strong J, or king, as I am, how you have managed working, because I work part-time in media, you work full-time in media.
Right.
How do you navigate that? Because that's really...
I think that when I was a news reporter, I would actually think through the entire story before I even went out to gather my clips. So that's sort of a way of working within the construct of being this last-minute deadline in this deadline job, but already having a sort of a structure.
So you're planning it ahead of time.
Planning ahead of time, and then if the clips come in as differently, then I can refocus and do it a little bit differently. But I always have a skeleton in my mind.
Okay, so that's very much of a king mentality.
Right.
A knight would be able basically to show up and be able to work really well under pressure.
Okay, well, let's talk about what we're going to discuss in the next segment, which is how you can figure out how to use this.
Yeah, so anybody here in the studio, at home, listening, how do you actually use this? 3 steps to figure out your dream career.
Very cool. You got me with that one. Let's go to break. More coming up.
It's so awesome.